Guys, I'm Nell.
And I'm KJ. And we're the hosts of Millennial Talk.
Welcome back to another Millennial Talk short. So, Courtney, what are we going to be talking about today?
So, if you guys haven't heard, which I know you all have, we're talking about R.Kelly.
Robert
Kelly. You know that guy? That one? Lifetime? Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Remix to Ignition.
Oh, gosh.
He sings that one.
All right, so start us off, Court. What about R.Kelly?
So, Lifetime decided to do this nice little
because you haven't seen it, have you, KJ?
Nope, not at all.
Yeah, so you gotta fill the people in.
So, for this intro for people who haven't seen it or who have seen it or want the tea, Lifetime decided to do a documentary about R. Kelly. And what the R. Kelly thing is, we're basically talking to his survivors. And what that means is he basically had this, I don't want to say like concentration camp type of thing going on.
Oh my God.
But that's what it felt like, some sister wives situation going on. He had all these little kids. It was like, you know how the Amish have like the little kids and then it's like the ruler. I feel like that's a good example. I feel like with the Amish people, you know, when it's always something controversial, not all Amish people, I don't want nobody
You're
thinking.
saying the whole Amish community is about to come for you.
I don't got no issues with the Amish. Oh, they can't.
Yeah, I think they're using the internet.
They don't use the internet. But and when they're breaking Amish,
it's okay.
But back to the topic.
Y'all make me sick.
So back when like the Amish people, like don't get me caught up, please. So when they have like that main guy, I don't know what he's called, but then they always have all the kids or like all the women. Yeah, whatever he's, all the women.
Like a concubine.
Yeah, like or something like that, and they follow him. So basically, R. Kelly had this type of situation going on where he used to always have all these young women. He had like these houses where he used to keep them all trapped in the house together.
What? I have not gotten that far in the series. Whoa.
They're all together? I thought like these were all separate instances.
That's what I thought.
They were, but then there was, in some of the separate situations, there was more than one child. Or like girls, because there was like older girls, and then there was like well, if you're 14, you're a child to me. So like children up into adulthood, there was a couple of them. So here to be a certain amount of girls, here there be a certain amount of girls, here there be a certain amount of girls. Here, then they bring girls to the studios and stuff. So there'd be a certain amount of girls here, and then they'd be at the parties, and they come after the concert. It was this whole
like, but how long were they there?
They would until eventually they either got away or.
Is this like
they still there?
Movie? Isn't it called like Kiss the Girl? You know what movie I'm talking about?
It makes me think of the movie called Split.
I know what you're talking about. I never saw that.
Really?
I know what you're talking
Such
about.
Such a good movie. We're not getting off
But
track.
there's a movie called I think it's called Kiss the Girl. I want to think like Morgan Freeman is in it, and it's like these girls who are like trapped in this basement. Or something. I want to think like not Kevin Spacey, but somebody. What's the other guy's name? The one that's in Hollow Man. Kevin Bacon, maybe. I don't know. There's somebody else in that movie besides Morgan Freeman. And it's like all these girls are like trapped in this basement. I can't really remember the movie, but I used to watch it a lot when I was a little kid. But that's what it sounds like you're describing. But I haven't gotten that far in the series, so like I didn't know about any of that. I'm only on episode
Instead of being trapped in a closet, they was trapped in the basement.
Interesting.
I did not know that. So basically, this is like kidnapping at this point.
That's what it sounds like.
No, that's basically what it was with these girls. And
I knew that his wife was like trapped in the house, and like she wasn't really.
No, okay. What really got me about let's start with the wife. What really got me about the wife is when she had to do this, when she was like in the documentary, and since you didn't see it, in certain parts of the documentary, she would do like this. Like one of his background singers, when she was becoming like a main singer or whatever, she said one time she was hanging out at his house, and all she heard was this. And she was like, am I going crazy? And then she heard it again. And she was like, Robert, what is that noise? And he was like, hey, what you want? And she was like, can I come downstairs and get something to eat? I wish I would have to knock on something.
For his wife?
Yes.
She needed permission to do anything. She needed permission to like go to the bathroom, to come downstairs and get food.
She couldn't do anything.
And they were saying that like she wasn't allowed to like really leave. Like if she wanted to get her nails done or something, he would like send somebody to the house to do it so that she didn't have to.
She didn't talk to anybody. The dancers weren't allowed to talk to anybody. The singers weren't allowed to talk to anybody.
Yeah, like the singers couldn't talk to the musicians. The musicians couldn't talk to the dancers.
Security couldn't talk to nobody. Like nobody was allowed to talk to each other.
Isolated.
So everybody was confused. They was like, why is she not talking to nobody no more? Because she can't.
Yeah,
she's not allowed to.
And then he was talking about the other girl was saying that she like looked at somebody the wrong way, and he like took her outside and slapped her and was like, you're not supposed to be looking at nobody but me. It was crazy. Like honestly, when you watch this, like I said, I'm only on. I think I'm like halfway through episode 3, and like watching this show, it's like it's almost like listening to somebody tell like the plot of a movie.
That's what I'm thinking right now.
It doesn't sound real.
That's what I'm thinking.
But everybody's story, it's like weird how everybody was like a chain reaction of like they're how like it was the one I don't remember what episode you're at. But like on one episode, it was I think her name was Sparkle was the singer. Yeah. She was niece. Saying how her niece, the one girl that you said got smacked. I think she was like. It was a different girl. They were having threesomes. Yeah, that's they were having threesomes with a girl, and she thought that the girl was 16, but it doesn't make it better. She found out the girl was talking about getting a car or whatever, and she was like, "Don't you already have a car?" She's like, "No, I'm just now turning 16." They had been messing with the girl for like 2 years, so she had been 14 when they started messing with the girl.
Wait, the girls were messing with other girls?
Yeah, so
he was making them.
Yeah, they were having like threesomes and stuff.
And then
with him.
Yeah, so then the girl. She was having a threesome with the other girl, and she found out she'd been messing with her since she was 14. So then...
And the 2 girls that she's talking about, I'm sure you've heard this story. I'm sure everybody has heard this story, because I remember hearing this story back when, like, Aaliyah died. Maybe not that far, but I was, like, a kid.
Peeing on her?
Those are the girls, yeah.
So, basically, Sparkle, come to find out...
Are they still alive?
Who?
Yeah.
The girl you peed on and stuff?
Yeah, they're also alive. He's just keeping them. He has them. He still has them.
Huh? What?
He still has some of those girls. Like, they're still with him. They didn't run away. They're still there. He has them somewhere hidden from the world. So
gotta finish the series.
I feel like police should just follow him around at this point.
Yeah, what?
Every time. Okay, that's what the next part I'm gonna go to with the police. But with this part, it's like after they were telling that part, then they go back to Sparkle, and she was like, and that was my niece. And she was like, I feel like a horrible person because I introduced him to her. Yeah. And she was like, I haven't talked to my family in years because of the situation.
Really? I don't think
they have not. That caused a big rift in the family because you introduced.
I mean, I would imagine if my sister allowed my daughter, introduced my daughter to a man that then peed on her and released a sex tape with her, I probably wouldn't talk to my sister either.
No, but plot twist is they were still hanging out with R.Kelly. Like, she stopped hanging out with him. But they were still like apparently her brother, the family, like the daughter and the mother and father.
Okay, so the family's stupid. Okay.
Yeah, the family was stupid because after she it was like they were set for a second, but then they kept. I guess
so. They're mad at the sister, but they still hang out with R.Kelly.
Yeah,
I'm confused.
Yeah, that's why I was confused. I was confused too. I was like, so you're mad at her?
So that's what we're doing.
But then y'all still taking money, and then apparently the brother of the sister was at one point still drumming with R.Kelly. So it was just like, what are y'all doing? I'm like, how much money is he paying y'all that y'all feel the need to do that? And then one part, going back to what you said about the jail thing, like with the cops and stuff, basically with that, the cops, one of the families that was determined, like I'm telling you, this black mom, like bang bang bang, my child in there, roll up, let's go, we gonna get her. Like I was here with her. I was here.
This is wild because it sounds like a Lifetime movie.
I mean, it was on Lifetime. But, like, basically, she said, she was like, I've been trying to get my child. I keep knocking on all these doors. I kept, like, they were low-key about their stuff, but they was going on door to door. They was running up. They wasn't waiting for the police. But when they finally found a location, they wasn't trying to open the door. They called the police. They was like, I'm doing a wellness check, and I need my daughter. I have not seen her in 3 years. I need to go when my daughter's in there. Mm. So then they were just like, the cops were like, well, they're not trying to open the door, so there's nothing we can do. Mm. I was like, what? I don't get it. And then one of the other families, because there's 2 families that are currently, I don't know about the other girls. I know the other girls are still there, but it's only 2 families currently in the documentary that are trying to find their kids. I'll explain one more child that was in the documentary, but 2 of the children, the one that I said for the family that was trying to bust the door open, the other family, they the daughter was talking about how one time she visited R.Kelly when her sister was there, and her sister was telling her, she was like, no, we have to do what he says. We can't go anywhere. We have to do this. And she was like, I don't have to listen to nothing he says. He's not my dad. I'm grown. I'm a grown woman. Why I gotta listen to him? He was like, why are you acting? She was like, why are you acting like this? What is he doing to you?
It's like a psychological thing.
Yeah, she was like, what is he doing to you? So then she tried to get her to go, and then it became this whole scene. So they ended up kicking her out and then dropping her off somewhere in the middle of the road. and they tried to hit her and everything. So then she never.
With the car?
No, like tried to beat her, and then
I was
she
like,
never.
Oh my gosh!
No, but she never told her family until like later on. Like they did not know about the situation because he threatened. He was like, "I will kill your family. I will kill your sister."
Well, the girl that was
family.
in the video, not the one that got peed on, but the other one that was there, she was saying that they were gonna try to. They were talking about killing her because she was the one that she didn't release the sex tape, but she took the sex tape so that he wouldn't have it, so that he couldn't have access to it anymore. But then she didn't want to keep it on her because she felt like because she was with him so often that he might find it in her stuff and be like, well, why do you have this, and get mad at her. So she gave it to a friend and had them hold it. And some kind of way it ended up getting dropped off at the newspaper place, and then they got it, and then they started making copies of it. They were selling it at the flea market. So she was saying that because it kind of was like a spiral thing that started from her as to how that tape got out. She said that she had found out later that they were talking about it's wild.
It's always all this espionage. It's like, oh, we're gonna kill this person. We're gonna kill this person.
This is a whole movie.
That's what I said. When I was watching it, it didn't feel real. It felt like I was listening to somebody tell me the plot to a movie, and it was parts where I was laughing, and I'm like, wait, this is somebody's real life. That's not funny. But it just sounded funny. It sounded so unreal.
You know what got me? The parts with Aaliyah. That's what really got me. I didn't know. I honestly, God, did not know when she had age ain't nothing but a number. I didn't realize that she was 14. I never knew
Courtney,
that.
Come
Honest
on, girl.
to God, I did not know she was 14.
That's what it was. I
did not know
Aaliyah
she was 14.
died in 2001 or something like that. I remember back when she died, my mom was saying stuff about R.Kelly and her and them being married and him peeing on little girls and stuff like that. She would say little things here and there. But when you're a kid, none of that means anything to you.
So Aaliyah was with R.Kelly?
Yeah, she was. It was a whole thing.
I'm not really good with all this stuff.
No, so R.Kelly had married Aaliyah. Okay, the reason
why? How old
why?
was she when they got married?
15.
She was 15.
Yeah. Okay. The reason
he was 27.
The reason
this man was older than I am
Where was
right
her parents?
now.
Okay, this is the funny thing about it. So this was not funny. So basically, the reason why they got married was the little girl. Well, no.
Yeah, that is why she got pregnant, and then he married her, and then they got annulled 2 months later.
But where did the baby go?
She never. Oh, I don't know.
No, I never heard the pregnancy part. That's why I'm like, where you getting?
Yeah, she got pregnant.
Where did you hear the pregnancy part? I didn't hear
the first or second episode. They said it.
I missed that part completely.
Maybe she thought she was pregnant. No, because the tour manager, you know I'm talking about the guy that's the bodyguard or something. Yeah. He said that R. Kelly came to him and was like, "Man, we messed up."
Yeah, I know the messed up. No, but the messed up part was
I think she's pregnant. And he was
see, I didn't hear that. What I thought was because the part where the initial part of when they got caught the first time, because the girls on the tour bus, the original girls on the tour bus that he originally taken, he used to scout them from the mall. He would scout little girls from the mall. He in Chicago. He would always scout little girls from the mall. So he took all of them could sing. That was the point. All of them. He always chose girls that could really these girls could really sing. All of them were very talented. And I said that their talent was wasted on him. It was something else I wanted to say, but I stopped myself. Thank you, Lord. But literally, the girls were saying they were playing was it hide and go seek or something? Or
I don't think she said what they were doing. They said that they were pranking.
They were playing. Yeah, they were playing a prank, and they were playing a prank, and then they bust into the room, and R. Kelly and Malik were having sex. So that's when they got caught up, and that's why I thought they got married. But no, that wasn't it. Okay, I missed that pregnancy part. But I
don't know if she was actually pregnant, but I know R. Kelly thought that she was pregnant and told that tour manager guy. Oh, I need help. He was because before the tour manager knew what was going on, he was like, well, what's going on? We can just call, I don't forget what R. Kelly's manager's name was, but R. Kelly's manager was Aaliyah's uncle, I think, which is how they ended up meeting in the first place. He was like, I'll just call so-and-so, whatever, we can figure it out. He was like, no, you can't tell him. And he was like, well, what's going on? He was like, I think she's pregnant.
I completely went
I don't know if she was actually pregnant, but
she must have had a miscarriage or something if she was pregnant. But literally, with that part, he forged the marriage certificate to make her age say 18.
But she was
17. So
why would you want to marry a 15-year-old?
So Wendy wasn't lying when she said that.
I kind of want to talk about the overarching issue. We've gone into depth with the episodes, but we need to talk about the big issue. That all the things you said were all the issues that led up to what's wrong with this man, but there's something wrong up here with him.
Oh, no, that was in there.
What's crazy from what I'm hearing right now, and then from what I've heard over the years, and the things that I've been thinking about is, oh man, how has he gone to court so many times?
Because they keep some kind of way he keeps getting up. What I think is crazy is how this man had a video out there, had all these people, you have all these allegations, yet Bill Cosby's 80-year-old self is sitting behind a jail cell.
That's what I was about to say.
I can't.
We've been all saying it. I don't understand. And I said this. Honest to God, I said this. I don't know what to believe with Bill Cosby. I'm sorry. I'm going to say
Bill
I don't know.
Cosby is in jail for stuff that happened 50 years ago. There's no real proof of.
I don't know if there's proof.
R.Kelly has videos.
Proof. He has videos, interviews, forged marriage certificates, and people were like, "Y'all trying to?" It really makes me mad that they're making this a race thing. They was like, "They trying to get this black man down." I'm like, the proof. There's proof everywhere.
But what I will say, which can cause some controversy, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Please do,
because I really don't care. But if it were a little white girl that he did those things to,
he'd have been in jail.
He would be in jail.
Who said that? Somebody said that the other day. Somebody literally said that the other day, and everybody was like, "I'm done with you." And somebody was like, "T." Because
just thinking about it, like, if it was.
But they said that in the show. One of the girls said the reason why it wasn't hyped up, why people weren't more upset about this.
It was just a black girl.
Because she was.
It was one of the radio DJs. She said it, and she was like, "It's because they're." But the thing was, I do think he has a problem. At one point, I did feel bad for him in the documentary because they said that him and his brother were molested when they were little kids by their older sisters.
It's like that. That's
no, it doesn't make it okay. But I think that's what caused him to get worse.
You know what I didn't like, and this is what kind of started my issue with the way that I feel towards his brother, the one that's in jail.
Is it the older woman thing?
Yeah, he gonna say he likes younger women. Like, that's just a preference. I like older women.
R.Kelly liking younger women is not a preference.
It's a crime.
Me being 23 years old and liking a 21-year-old is me liking younger women. Like, that's as far as I'll go. Mm-hmm. And it's just like him being like, it was like 50 something, and him wanting a 14-year-old. That's not.
Well, I mean, he wasn't 50 when this stuff was going on.
I know, but
I don't know if he's still doing it.
I don't care. You're 27 and you want 15-year-olds.
The girls that he have now, like the girls like 20, like they just now turning 21. Like the part that you didn't see in the documentary.
Like your daughter. Like, exactly. If you can date somebody that can be your daughter, that's like a no.
That's what the girl was saying. One of the girls, the one that like accidentally released the sex tape, she was saying that the girl that she was having a threesome with, that girl at that time was younger than her current daughter is like today. She was like, "That's crazy."
It's just like weird that even his daughter said, she was like, "I live with that monster, so what do y'all want from me?" Like,
and you want to know what I think is even more? Well, I heard his daughter spoke out about it. Yeah. But what I think is crazy is they asked so many celebrities to be on that show to speak out, and the only one that accepted was John Legend.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then
Tom Joyner
and Wendy.
Yeah, and like, well, she was affected by it. Like, I mean, like,
she was.
Yeah, I think.
Must not have got that far.
Well, she wasn't necessarily. I feel like all the radio DJs came on like I don't know what Wendy's necessary thing, because they don't really explain what Wendy's. Well, he talked to Wendy in an interview.
It's like they wanted people who have worked with him, like who have like done music with him, and like none of them wanted to do it because like they either had like friends with him, they didn't want to sever ties. But I'm like, this guy is what he is. Like, he's messed up in the head. He needs to get help, and while he's in jail, because like I think it gets to a point to where like he knows what he's doing is wrong. But
they said that too. They said that
he just knows that he can't get stopped.
The fact that the girl that was the two girls that were in the video that got released. The one that got peed on was like 14, and the other one, she might have been like 19, 20, something like that. And she said that the whole time she was under the impression that girl was like at least 16, if not older. And she said that the reason why she didn't know for sure how old she was because they weren't allowed to talk to each other. He would have, even though he was having like threesomes or foursomes or orgies, whatever, they were never allowed to talk to each other unless they were in that orgy setting or whatever. And she said that I forgot where I was going with this. Something that you said that made me start talking.
I said celebrities.
No.
John Legend.
Oh, I forgot where I was going with this. I don't even know.
But like what you saying that though, like the house, when you said they were separating the houses, and they said at one part, you're not at the part yet, but they said at one part that they had little buckets where they could like urinate and defecate in the buckets. So they were like had their own little sections within the house.
Oh no.
So yeah, it was a bunch of them in the house.
No, what up? Dang, I forgot that fast. What is happening to my brain?
Old age hits hard, man.
Somebody's getting old.
Help.
25 is coming soon.
What am I gonna say? Oh my gosh.
26.
They were she said the fact that he knew that the girl was 14, but he was telling her that the girl was 16. She was like, the fact that you're lying about her age just shows that you know that this is wrong. Because otherwise, if you didn't see anything wrong with this, you thought this was totally normal, you wouldn't have a reason to lie about it. But you're lying about it because you know what you're doing is wrong.
Exactly.
Not that you know what got me any better, but
going off of what you said, the interview. Remember the interview? In the interview, he was like, they asked him, "Well, do you like teenage girls?"
He was like, "What do you mean by teenage?"
And I was like,
are there multiple
definitions
homie,
what you mean?
Teenage?
He was like,
oh my gosh, they should have arrested him right there.
He was like, well, I mean, I like 19. I was like, don't try to spin that. I see what you doing.
What?
Don't do that. Don't.
That's just. I remember I did watch like this one interview on YouTube, or maybe it was like some type of news outlet. But the girl's like, she's like, I don't know, maybe 30-something, 20-something now. I think she's like 20-something, I don't know. But she was like, we started dating, like I started dating him like he was my boyfriend at what, 15, 14 years old. And she said at the time he was 25. She said, in my mind, like, he loved me and I loved him. And it wasn't until I got older that I realized that wasn't love. He took advantage of me. And I just think that's crazy that, like, it's just like, he could probably use the excuse that, like, oh, they knew what they were doing. Like, I told them, like, they knew my age and so on and so forth. But it's just like, but they weren't of age. They weren't of age to make those decisions. And then they have that argument of, like, when are you at the age where you can make those decisions? And it's just so sad.
I was thinking that, too, because they keep trying to say, like, oh, because I thought about that from that perspective. Like, you can't, on one angle, it's like, you can't blame him. Because he didn't molest them or like rape them like without their consent. Like they knew what they were getting
like,
into.
They
wanted to
kidnap them. Like, you're coming with me.
It wasn't like against their will. Like they were willingly like having intercourse with him or whatever. But at the same time, they also were, like you said, not at age to be able to make those kind of decisions. But then the question, like you said, is at what point are you of age? Because I feel like it wasn't so much an age thing. It's how guys, it's not just R.Kelly that does this. Like, a lot of guys do this where you treat a woman a certain type of way, you make her think that things are a certain type of way until it comes out later like, oh, we're not together. And it's like, oh, we're not. Like, you're with me all the time, you call me all the time, like, you sleep in my bed, da-da-da, but we're not together. Like, that whole kind of concept where it's like you make them feel like they're special and they're not. So I feel like even a woman who was 21, 25 would have still been in that same situation as a 14-year-old.
Well, you know, what I want to know is crazy is like a lot of people like are coming to his defense.
Yes.
And I find that really
a lot.
Really? It's just like I've been seeing like on social media people that come to his defense. But what I think is wild is like, you know, like Nicki Minaj, she has her new boyfriend, right? And on paper he's a pedophile because but so many people were bashing Nicki Minaj because you're like, oh, you're dating a pedophile, you supported your
is he like
brother.
Legitimately a pedophile?
I'll explain in a second. And it was like, and your brother, right? And it was like, and your brother's a pedophile. He supported him. So I was like, I had to do my research, and basically on one radio show or like a news outlet or something, like they said that Nicki Minaj was supporting like a pedophile, her brother, and then she said she's going to sue him, and she tweeted back, she said, I have never supported my brother, but people took her taking a picture with him as support. And she went to go and visit him, and her mother took that picture, and they were saying, well, you're funding him. She said, I have never gave him a dime since he's been in prison. It's been her mother that has given him a dime. So she's suing that news outlet, and I think she won the case already. But then, so there's that, and then she's dating this guy who on paper is a pedophile, but after doing my research, they were like, oh yeah, he had sex with a 15-year-old or whatever. Come to find out, she was 15, but he was 16.
Oh, so that's not...
But like, you at that age, you have to get consent from parents, even then, like when you're having sex. And I think the parents didn't. You know how parents are when they get upset. They're the ones who like took it to court. And
but my thing is, they're both under the age of 18. So how is that?
I know, but like, and they're only 10 months apart. But still, by law, because he's 16 and she's 15.
Really, even if they're both under.
I think if anybody is under 16, I think it's still considered like statutory rape.
Yeah, what? I thought if it was over. Oh, I didn't know that. Honestly,
so like, I was reading all the comments. So many people were bashing.
I remember that was something that we talked about a lot in high school.
But that's so wild. It's just like, that's why it's very important to do your research. But it's just like people are like, they did not do the research for that, and they're bashing this man, calling him a pedophile when he was 10 months older than this girl.
So
knowing good and well y'all date people that are like 4 or 5 years younger than y'all.
My thing is,
and then on top of that, you go to you're looking at R.Kelly and you're still praising this man because you like his music. Like,
and that's another thing too. And I felt the same way about the whole Bill Cosby situation. I feel like it's hard. I feel like it's hard for people. For me, it's not hard, but I feel like it's hard for people to separate the person from the art that they create.
Ebro said that the other day on the radio.
And I think that people, like, they hate Bill Cosby, and therefore, like, they're like, the Cosby Show, you know, oh, we can't do that. But it's like, the Cosby Show is still a great show.
Right.
And, like, you hate R. Kelly, he's a bad man, but his music is still what it was. It's still incredible music. He's still incredibly talented.
He's still the king of R&B.
Yeah, he's still great as an artist. As a human, that's different. That's a different. That's a different conversation altogether.
Yeah, exactly.
My thing is though, it's like the people who are defending him be the main one. My cousin said this because she was like, at the time I dated somebody when I was younger. I dated somebody older than me, and going back on it, I should have never dated him and he should have never dated me because he knew better because I was young and impressionable, and he was way older than me. Like she was like maybe a freshman, and he was like in college, like maybe a senior in college or something. They really shouldn't have been dating each other. Like, first of all, why do you even want her? But like,
right.
But it's just like he going back on it. She was like, he one of the main people supporting him. Why? Because you're a creep. It's just like
creep squad.
Yeah, basically. So it's just like, I don't understand. Like, I don't know how a man. I get that girls. They were like, these girls being too fast nowadays, and I was like, but you can't.
Too fast. I think, and it's not to call you out specifically as a male, but I think that it's a relatively known thing that women tend to be more mature than their male counterparts that are the same age as them.
True.
So, like, I can say, I think the oldest person that I've ever dated or like been with or whatever, I think was like 13 years older than me, which sounds crazy, but
how old were you?
Don't worry about it. That's not what this conversation is about. But it's like that maturity level.
Okay.
That's why I said, like, my overarching question for like the world and society is like, yes, we're bashing or him for being with these young girls.
No.
But if what?
13 years.
Anyway,
I'm literally like,
can we
what?
move on?
I'm trying to figure out how old you were because
I need the tea.
you need to be on the show.
Surviving R. Kelly with R. Kelly. What's the R. Kelly?
Plot twist.
No.
Plot twist. I'm on episode 9.
Let me go watch this stuff.
It's only 6 episodes. I was watching.
I'm crying. Anyway. No, but
not to be funny, but like
keep going, let it go.
These girls who are 14 dating him when he's 27. If the tables were turned and they were 21 and he was 37 or something, I don't know what the math is on that, but like you get the point. Then I feel like people wouldn't be saying anything if she was like 21 and he was like 35.
Yeah.
But because she's like 14, it's an issue because she's under the age of 18. And my question is, who decided that 18 was the year where you suddenly become an adult and have all your mental functions?
But my thing is, I feel like you like the little body and everything.
Like I'm not denying that a 14-year-old is most likely not as mature as a 21-year-old, but at the same time, there are some 21-year-olds that still act like they're 16.
I completely agree.
I think that has to do with like the whole like the biology of like humans, where there's a certain point like we become like developed in certain things. Like your brain is developed, your body is starting to be like more developed, and you're starting to get to that point.
With anything in life, everything
is different
for everybody. Yeah, like you can't tell me. I know some people that's 50 that act like they still 21. So you can't tell me age ain't nothing but a number.
Everybody thinks I'm 16.
But it's like I know people like
I was right.
I'm a whole
like,
buddy.
I know people who are like what in their 40s. And they still try to hit on people who are in their 20s. And, some of them are married, but it's wild. It's wild when, like, to see those things, it's just like, what? It's just like, you think to yourself, it's like, you wouldn't think that would happen.
It's just a matter of matching up where you are in your life and where they are in their life. And if y'all have the same goals, y'all have the same maturity level, Like I said, to a certain extent, I agree. Like, age isn't anything but a number. But I think that, like, I'm not denying that the 14-year-old...
After 18, there's a limit. After 18, it's not a number.
It's not a number, but under that, I'm sorry. If you have to get the parents' permission...
There are some 16-year-olds that are quite mature for their age.
No, I completely agree.
I'm not saying that it's okay. I'm just saying that you can't really blame it specifically on their age, because there are some women that are over 18
definitely
that are still 100%. Just as impressionable
100%.
Or whatever
100%.
as a 14, 16-year-old. That's all I'm
complete,
saying.
100%.
Yeah.
But my thing is, it's just like, I'm stuck on a childish like body. Like, what you find attractive about that?
Nowadays, these girls.
Oh yeah.
I mean, true. Okay, I can give you that. I forgot about that.
They won't like us back in the day because like these kids, they're big.
When I was
over there in 7th grade, like, I must increase my bust. Like, did you read that book?
Oh my
But like
gosh.
Nowadays, these kids coming out the womb.
Look, I just know that like I remember I knew the generation was changing when I saw guys in 6th grade walking around with full beards. I was like, we're in the 6th grade. Like, I really have hair down there. Like, where did you all this hair from? Like,
what is this?
Right. Like, maybe I'm just not a hairy person.
Maybe it's not for me.
Right. But like, it came later on. But it's just
I'm like, why is your bust out like here? And I'm like, here. Like, what's happening?
But it's just like now, like, I look at like my younger brother's friends, and like I thought like they were all like seniors in high school. Like some of them were freshmen, some of them were sophomore. I'm like, where?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day,
college?
Like, you know what the rule is, and the rule is, regardless of whether how mature they are, like, you know what the rules are. You know they have to be over 18. So for him to have done what he did, like, it's wrong just purely because of what the laws are. But if we're not looking at it from a legal perspective, I could understand, not him being 27, but if he was like 23 or something, and he was messing with somebody that was like 16, I could see that. I could reasonably see that.
I could give you a little bit of that, but it's the amount of women too. It's like, all right, maybe like one. All right, you know, Aaliyah, I felt uncomfortable. I feel very strongly uncomfortable.
I don't like that.
Like, that's my girl. No,
that's too much.
But
I knew that already, but just hearing it.
But I really didn't really know it.
Oh, I knew.
But like,
see, I don't know.
It's like hearing it. It's like, okay,
it's
but,
just like
but
the
then
whole
it's like
DeBarge, Janet Jackson thing. Like when that came out in the Bobby Brown story, like people have been talking about that for years, and Bobby just confirmed it in the movie. True. But we already knew.
True.
See, I don't know. I can't. I still can't get over that. I can't get over the fact.
I didn't know she was 15. That I did not know. I knew they got married. I knew they started dating when she was young. I did not know she was 15 when they got married. I thought she was like 18, 19.
But I knew it was 100% true when even Damon Dash was like, there's some things she told me. It's way worse than you think it is. I was like, what does that mean? What does that mean?
I thought it was interesting. Like, think about the Aaliyah movie that came out. They didn't even, they just breezed right over that.
But they still said it, but nobody was really, nobody was really like, everybody was like, but when she said it, everybody was like, Wendy, shut up. Like, nobody really like paid attention until this day was like, oh, Wendy knew what she was talking about. Let me shut up. Wendy knew what she was talking about.
The world is full of some real weird, creepy, freaky people.
But I'm just kind of upset that it's just like, this really exposed the type of people in this world. Like, it's like, wow, like, y'all
and this is
really...
just the surface level, because they kept saying in the movie, I mean, in the show, in order for him to have done all the things that he did, he had to have had help. So think about all the people that helped him.
Oh no, he definitely had help.
And like keep it a secret.
All his team, like half of his team's getting investigated now, and I'm like, how is everybody around him and getting investigated, but you not being touched? Just like you, the president, and nobody can touch. Everybody around you is getting touched, but you not getting touched. I don't understand.
It reminds me of like some House of Cards stuff. Like everybody else getting in trouble, but the person that's
or it's like Scandal, where Olivia Pope dead, and he's just sitting there coming from the background.
Or like the White House today, like
I don't understand. It's
everybody
just like
around him getting fired.
Everybody around him, like I don't get it.
I think that might also be part of the reason why some of the celebrities you were talking about that won't comment because it'll either affect their career because they probably have done some stuff or they were enablers and helped him do some things, and by snitching on him, you're telling on yourself.
You just made me think about something. When yesterday, Matthew Knowles was like, I ain't never let Destiny Child around him for a reason. I said, wait.
That's what I'm saying. People, like, if you say that you knew about it or you say that you saw something, then people are going to look at you like you could have stopped this. Right. And because you were there and did nothing, that makes you look bad. So you can't admit to knowing about it because then you look like a bad guy. No, too.
I get what you're saying, but I feel like there's two things that can happen. You can either crash and burn or you won't. Because like, for example, Lady Gaga was like, she commented either today or yesterday, and she was like, I should never made that song with him Cause actually, I feel bad because I did bump with that song, but now I'm like, dang, if I just ignore his part, like, and I'm like, no, just don't listen to the song. But I'm like, dang, that was a good song. But care. Like, it's like literally, I know it's
I still like the music. Like, like if I were a boy with Beyonce,
you gotta be able to separate the two.
Right, but all right, y'all.
It's a lot more, but we ain't got time. I don't think we got time. It'll be a whole 24 hours, basically.
With you.
Because I got all the tea. Y'all don't even know. I watch every part in my house like this.
That's what I will say. I said this to KJ earlier. I think if you haven't seen it and you have like a day where you can like binge watch, like how you would binge watch a show on Netflix, definitely go watch it. But I will say for me personally, it's not a show that I would watch like weekly. Like I'm not gonna go back every Tuesday night to watch it. Like it's not like a Scandal or a Grownish where I'm gonna continue to keep up with it.
I mean, it's only 6 episodes, so it's not
even still like I couldn't see myself going back once a week for the next 6 weeks
it's
to watch every episode.
Who survived R.Kelly this week?
Yeah, it's like
that's why I think they made it purposely to be a whole weekend so that people wouldn't do that.
And
it was like back to back episodes.
I'm gonna watch it all in one sitting. I'm not like I watched the first 2 episodes. I think I watched half of episode 3 today. But realistically, am I gonna go back and watch the rest of the episodes? Probably not, honestly, because I just don't care that much.
But it's so fun. Oh, before we finish this, there's one last tea that I need y'all to know. Okay. So in the documentary, there was a part where they actually rescued a girl. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you got to that part. It was like maybe part 5 or 3, like 4 or 5 or something like that. They actually rescued a girl. Mm-hmm. They met up with her. She completely changed. She used to be really girly, and then they showed her in part 1 or 2 and 3. They showed her almost every part. She used to be really girly, and all of a sudden he had her dressing real baggy and looking like a dude and just bad. Like, and then they used to see her, when you look at her in the camera, her eyes just look like glazed over, like she's out of it. And he basically got her hooked up to drugs too. Like she was addicted to drugs. That. But basically her mom called,
it's
found
like
her.
Sex trafficking.
Yeah, basically they found her hotel, got her, like they called her, found her hotel, snuck in to go see her really quick. She told him to call back at a certain time. He came back to the hotel. He told her get off the premises, so they almost didn't get her. And then later on, like 15 minutes later, she snuck out and they got her out. So it was a whole rescue mission. That in that moment, I knew how bad this was. Because if you watch it and see the rescue mission part, it's really got you bad.
All right, guys. Well, that's the end of this video.
Well, it's so funny.
Guys, we just kept going and going.
I'm saying it's tea.
Go watch Surviving R.Kelly if you haven't already seen it. According to Courtney and Nell, it's pretty good if you have the time to do it. And
yeah, don't go out of your way to watch it. Like if you don't even know who R.Kelly is, like don't. But if you haven't seen it and you have just like some 6 free hours, like go ahead and binge it. But like it's not that important. Like you're not missing anything, but it's kind of interesting if you don't have nothing else better to do.
It's like I don't want to say that the people on there aren't important. It's just like
we all know are important, but it's like we know
the situation.
But I feel like
they just go in detail on there.
Yeah, you don't need to sit there for 6 hours and watch this whole thing. Like the first episode was literally pissed me off. It was like okay, Shane Dawson, like okay, documentary. It was like how he was as a kid and where he went to school and how he like I don't give a fuck. Like I don't care about his life story. Like can we get to the tea, to the stuff that happened to these women, to their stories, like so like stuff like that. Like it's just like watch some YouTube videos, some synopsis, some reactions.
Part of me wonders if like some of these people would have done like this show if they weren't getting paid.
I don't know. That's a good question.
I don't know either, but I honestly feel like what this documentary taught me was watch your kids, man.
Hide your kids, hide your wife.
Basically, they're trying to find you.
So that's what my mom wouldn't let me spend the night at just anybody's house. My mom had to know them, know their parents. Like she had to meet everybody who was gonna be in the house. Whenever I spend the night at someone's house, she said, "Who all is spending the night?" And if I miss somebody, she'd be like, "Who was that? Who just came out the house?" I didn't know about him.
One of the girls on the show said that when she was growing up, they weren't allowed. Like she was a female. She was like when they were kids, they weren't allowed to spend the night at people's houses if they had a son. If they had a son, an uncle, anybody, any other males living in the house, they couldn't spend the night.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like that. I felt that. I'm sorry.
I felt
because nowadays, man, you can't. I'm sorry.
And it's so sad that you have to worry about those things. Yeah. All right.
Craziness.
Well, guys, that's the end of this episode. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you comment down below about what you think about Surviving R.Kelly, what you think about R.Kelly in general, and what you think about the celebrities speaking out, the celebrities that don't speak out. Just tell us what you think about the whole situation. We really want to know.
Because especially since we didn't talk about a lot of things, there was more.
Yeah. And, make sure that you subscribe to our channel. And make sure you give this video a big thumbs up if you really liked it. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye. Bye.